agenda is, we have an issue about additional funding requests for work done in the county clerk's office. The original-
Yeah, I've talked to Darryl about this. I really didn't know. I just thought we needed, anytime these projects that we fund, if they run over, we ought to, find out why they did and things of that nature. And I'm satisfied with what Mr. Baker has told me as far as the funding. This work's already done, so we basically need to come up with $1,783. Is that right?
Yes.
Is there a motion to do that?
We approved $1,783 for the additional work that was done, or additional work that was done, or I guess it would be, extra,
Yeah.
an extra draw on that money, extra draw on.
We first looked at it being 9560, but it overrun, so
Oh,
we
it's an
basically just,
over, okay.
it's an overrun of that
All right,
much. So
we approved $1,783 for an overrun.
I'll second that motion. Oh, yes?
Yes.
Okay, next on the agenda is the AT&T, regarding the wireless assistance access grant.
All right, I guess this is mine.
That's your,
You got it, it's in there.
I got to follow my.
Right there.
All right, AT&T, in order to get the wireless access, in order to get this funding, AT&T has basically said that they're going to give us a non-binding agreement saying that they will locate on a tower if we can get it built. And we need that agreement in order to apply for the wireless access, wireless tower access fund, okay? And basically, what we would be doing is we would be incurring the cost that would be paid for through that funding, okay? But I think that we would be incurring that cost prior to getting that funding. You understand what I'm saying? When we would be trying to explain this, that we have to approve to build the communications tower with that funding, to build the access road, to cover the construction with that, that grant money. So we need to approve that. If we get that grant money, that we're going to use that grant money for this particular, to build a communications tower to the appropriate specifications, which AT&T would decide the specification of the tower. That's what we're waiting for right now. To build an access road to service the site, and to cover the construction costs associated with providing power to telecommunications service to the tower. And that's what we're seeking funding for from through the wireless tower assistance.
So do we need to have a proposal or some kind of resolution in support of that?
Yeah, that's what we need. That's what we
So
need to
go
do.
ahead and apply for the grant. Well, we'll entertain a motion to go ahead to adopt a resolution in support of building the tower at, is this the,
This is the tower at for the H&G at the H&G property
okay.
in Yawkey.
Is there a motion to that effect?
I move that we approve all of these items. The building of the communications tower to the appropriate specifications, the access road, and cover the cost of the construction costs.
And that was with the intent of getting the funding through the grants?
Yes.
Okay, I'll second that motion. Is that an all yes?
Yes.
Next on the agenda, it was actually, I put this on here, the 8th annual Walk for Women West Virginia Breast and Cervical Cancer Program. It's really to advertise in the Lincoln Journal, a flyer. They didn't, I guess we didn't participate last year because I asked them if they had what we did, we just, they didn't possibly go again.
That's just in the paper, it's an advertisement?
Is it a
for-
flyer?
I'm not sure.
Is it from the Lincoln Journal?
It's from Jade, yes.
Yeah, we have a 3 or 4 page special section next week for breast cancer and cervical cancer awareness month,
How much is it?
Well, there's different costs,
as usual.
so I guess it would depend on what you wanted to.
Me too.
What's customary? What have we done before?
We didn't
What do
actually.
we, I mean, in other things, what size do we usually go with?
Well, I'm sure
Huge,
you're asking
absolutely.
me.
Yeah, I know.
Billboard.
Now that we don't have as much money, how much?
I don't know, Doc. I mean,
Typically, and half
It
pages
varies.
or, yeah, I mean, which you know.
You do a half page and a quarter page of the turkey shoot and, other
That's
events.
the
But for these kind of,
half page sounded good.
So,
I'll entertain a motion to go ahead and leave a half page on
Okay.
thank you.
I move that we put a half-page ad for the Western Union Breast and Cervical Cancer
there.
Program.
I'll second that, is that all yes?
Yes.
Next is the Internship Program with home confinement. We went to, when we went to, the conference at Stonewall, there was some county commissioners discussing that, they had a panel up there, that Cabell County has a indigent program with their home confinement program, that instead of placing people in jail that can't meet bond, in lieu of that, they're placed on home confinement, and the county picks up $8.50 of that bill for the home confinement fee, instead of placing them in jail for $48.25 a day.
So
It's
it's only
only-
about $40 a day.
Yes, yeah. And so I went up and spoke with Dr. Race's instructions there to speak with Judge Hoke, and he was more than happy to do the program, said they tried it once before, or wanted to try it once before, something fell through. He would, if the commission would write a memo explaining that they'll pick up the $8.50 a day bill, he will make an administrative order to pass down to the magistrate so that they place people on home confinement. He's gonna word it specifically, so it's not necessarily that people that just can't come up with money, because then all of a sudden no one would be able to pay their bond, but, and with the prosecutor, it'll either be the prosecutor or the assistant prosecutor that has to agree to it first, obviously, and it's nonviolent offenders and certain criteria that they, nonviolent offenders, certain, charges that can't be,
And what I'm asking the commission is give me authority to go ahead and sign that memo to Judge Hope, that requesting that he allow us to do that. So is there a motion to do that?
There is a motion to allow you to sign the memo to start up the indigent program with home confinement.
And I'll second that, it's all yes.
Yes.
Okay. Next on the agenda was the November meeting schedule.
Yeah, I talked with Commissioner Matthews, and I haven't had a chance to talk with Commissioner McCann yet, but I know we have several days of training for the election and things of that nature that have to be accomplished, including early voting machine testing on the 31st of October, and then training is Friday the 1st, and then early voting starts the 2nd. And what I would ask the commission, if we could, because we do have several meetings which are for the canvas and to work on the machines as far as certifying those, but I would ask that we have one meeting in November on the 21st, and we'll have that at 10 a.m. in the morning, and we'll have our Thanksgiving dinner after the meeting. Is there a motion to do that?
Yeah, there's a motion to adopt the November meeting schedule as proposed.
I'll second that. Oh, yes?
Yes.
Next, now we're to unfinished business or possible action. We had the hiring for a full-time custodian.
How many applicants we have?
Roughly 35 to 40, I'd say.
Can you, I'd like to move that we shortlist the applicants and have interviews be conducted.
I'll second that motion. And all yes?
Yes.
You want, anyone particular to, Larry to do that? Okay, that'd be fine.
Next is employees receiving $150 a day after their 90-day probationary period in lieu of health insurance. We had a list, looks like there's 4.
Now, we determined that we do owe these people this money.
Yeah, they all say they've never received it. We had Geraldine look back on payroll. It doesn't appear, others that you can tell that have received it, all of a sudden their pay jumps up, so, it's a,
Well, and I think this is one of the things too that Commissioner Matthews alluded to earlier, that once we have to deal with the Affordable Care Act as far as those differentials that may exist in premiums and things, we may also do more than this for our employees if we can. But we'll have to look and see exactly what those costs are and things of that nature once they're enacted. But I think, if our policy says that we owe these people this money, we ought to go ahead and pay it.
I agree.
Is there a motion to do so?
I've moved that we pay the people that are owed $150.
I'll second that motion. Is that all yes?
Yes.
So is this being backdated
Yes.
to?
Yeah, we have to backdate it, yeah, and it comes to quite a bit of change there for sure. But
What's quite a bit of change?
these are-
20, what is that?
For these four particulars, $20,400.
But that takes them back to, what everybody else is going to get.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So-
Okay.
These people haven't been paid that.
All right. Okay.
So everybody, all the other
Others
ones
got it,
have,
okay.
so, somehow they got lost in the shuffle for some reason, but.
And were never paid.
Next is, Maureen Halter, you all asked for her to provide some information on the cleanup. She just sent in a handout, explaining some of the figures,
Okay.
for
We'll just
those.
review those.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
So,
I said we'll just review those numbers.
yeah, let's review the numbers, and I don't think that we've made any decisions about having any cleanups in the future. I mean, I should say this year. I think we decided that we were just gonna wait until the spring.
Yeah,
the
that's
last meeting.
what I thought. I think we was trying to get some idea exactly what it would cost and things of that nature, so I haven't reviewed it.
The next is, she also sent in a letter from Solid Waste Authority requesting money to send two of their members to a conference. It's the Educational Conference on Litter Control and Solid Waste Management.
And that's Ms. Sharp and Mr. Brown.
Ms. Sharp and Mr. Bryant, correct. And for both of them to go, the total with rooms, registration, all of this is $832.
Is there a motion?
I move that we approve $832 for these people.
I'll second that motion. All yes?
Yes.